We're just down at the Shell Servo, Kurt and I. Margs is up doing some shopping, but all the Bowsers here are dead empty. There's no diesel. There's one Bowser left that's serving diesel. There's a bit of a line up here. Apparently it's a regular occurrence here in Tom Price, so they're out of diesel. So hopefully I'll get Matty's car full for him. He's been good enough. He's lent us his car for about the last 6 days, so we've done a few Ks in it. Well, we all have, but I'll give it back to him chock-a-block. I've just noticed young Kurt's got a runny nose. We just hope he hasn't got the COVID. Hey, just drop the phone. Hey. Oh, he's pretty popular, the Curdy. Get it, Curdy. You funny? You're funny, aren't you? Oh, he runs our life, that boy. Ain't he, Mum?
He certainly does.
All right, so Matty's car's had a wash and a bit of a tidy up inside. Margs has cleaned bathroom, floors, kitchen, and we've got dinner ready for Matty tonight, because sadly we have to leave. We don't have to leave, but we're back on the road tomorrow, heading for Port Hedland and over to Broome in the next couple of days. But we're taking my car now, our car, that old girl, up to the top of what they call Mount Nameless, which is right here in Tom Price. It's right on the edge of one of the mines that we were in a few days ago. You would have seen that if you watched a few movies ago. So we're going up to that. You can see right over Tom Price. So I'm actually going to use the drone for the first time in about 4 or 5 days, because all the national parks we've been in, not allowed to fly drones. So you would have seen the signs on the previous films. But anyway, the drone's going up very shortly. There's a beautiful Lest We Forget War Memorial here in Tom Price, and there's Mount Nameless in the background where Margaret and I are heading now. We're going up to the top of that one. We're actually in the main drag of Tom Price. The shops are down the other end. Bloody corrugations, Margs. Do you like the corrugated roads?
Oh, I love them.
Hey? Yeah, we've done over 1,000 Ks on corrugations just in the last 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks, and we're sick of it. The corrugated roads suck. So annoying. So the hill we're on is about a 30, it's about a 30-degree hill. It's quite rough. It's okay, it's not too bad, but the 100 series is doing it easy. It's just a matter of keeping that momentum going, and up you go. We're nearly to the top of Mount Nameless. You can see why the sign said 4-wheel drive only. We're in 4-wheel drive. We couldn't do it without 4-wheel drive. And Matty said to me last night, actually I said to him, Margaret and I will probably do Mount Nameless tomorrow. And he looks at me and he goes, what, with the boat on the roof? I said, yeah, bloody oath. We're not far from the top and the boat's still on, so must have that tied on right. Was a bit hectic, but where you can see that information tower up there, I'll show you, that's the top. So we're only about a minute and a half off being at the top. Margs is enjoying itself. Hey, I'll tell you one thing I have noticed with Margaret from the start of our trip back in Esperance when we were 4-wheel driving. Mine we went in there the other day. Back in Esperance when we were 4-wheel driving, Margaret got quite upset and had to get out of the car and all that and do some filming. So, you know, between then and now we've done a bit of everything, and her vertigo situation is actually improving quite a bit. It's like when you're younger and you run around a lot and you don't overthink things, you don't even think about it. When you do nothing extreme for a lot of years and you all of a sudden hang out with someone like me and we do this trip around Australia and we're doing extreme things all the time, it trips the brain out. It causes dizziness and they call it vertigo. It's among other things, but yeah, she's getting a lot better at it. I reckon we'll have her doing wheel stands on the back of one of me Harleys before long. Well, we made it to the top of Mount Nameless. And Curdy's on the floor asleep, so that's how rough it was. He's even snoring. Anyway, we're putting the drone up to give you a look. We can see straight down to Tom Price, so you're going to get an aerial view of it all now. Enjoy. So it looks like the road up to the top of Nameless has taken its toll on one of our tyres. The tyre that I'd done the repair on last week hasn't handled it. It was too rough, so that's torn out all the straps I put in there. You might be able to hear it hissing out there a little bit. Yeah, but at that rate it'll still take probably an hour to go down. So Margaret's gone for a walk with Kurt. She's worried enough as it is. I'm not even going to tell her until we get to the bottom about that tyre. It'll just be another thing for her to worry about. So we'll keep her in good spirits until we get to the bottom, and I'll let her know about that tyre. Well, actually I won't say nothing until she sees this on YouTube. Ready for the voyage down, babe? Ready to go down? That's it. Got to have a bit of faith no matter what you're doing. So yeah, that was Mount Nameless in WA in Tom Price, and you can tell by the footage. One of the places you would have seen is a mine. It's an iron ore mine. They're all iron ore mines out here, and the little township where you've seen all those little white specks is Tom Price. It's not very big, but it's a mining town. It's quite a nice little place. We've had a good time here. I hope you guys have enjoyed our footage. Time for the voyage down. And we've still got enough tyre pressure to get down. Well, we're at the bottom of Mount Nameless. There's only one thing better than getting off that stuff. It's great to go and see, but the corrugations absolutely do my head in. They give you a headache. They rattle your car to bits. It's very unenjoyable, but we're about to go back on the bitumen. But there's only one thing better than that, and that's putting it back in two-wheel drive, because you know you're going on the bitumen. And done. There's the bitchy. There's still enough air in that tyre too. It's only leaking slowly, but we'll go past the shop and get what we need to fix it. We'll be right. Kurt didn't mind it. How'd you enjoy that trip, Marg? It was alright?
It was a bit rough, but you get that.
What can you smell in the back?
I can smell petrol.
Petrol. I can smell petrol. Actually, I'll get out and check that. I've got the boat motor fuel tank in the back. It stinks. I think it might have turned over or worn a hole in it. I'll get out and check it. Yeah, so the fuel tank for the boat motor's tipped up on its side, and it stinks in the car. But other than that, we have another problem. The tyre that we had trouble with, she's holding pressure. Have a look at the angle of the car. Don't need to tell you what's wrong there. It's only flat on the bottom. We've got another puncher, darling. Oh, Curdy. All right. Looks like we've got to do this rubbish again. Such is life. Yes, you can see there, that terrain up there was pretty serious. One of the rocks has torn another hole in the opposite side tyre this time, but I'm going to try and seal it up and get a bit of air into it and go and put some new tyres on it. So we've got a lot of Ks to do before we get, on our trip. So I might just put new tyres on it. Well, looks like we're back in the workshop. Yeah, that's what I call my workshop. But I'm going to try something I've never ever done before, and the little straps that go in here that I showed you about 5 or 6 movies ago, I've ran out. So I'm actually going to shrink this bit of rag in the middle, get it into there, cover it in glue, and I'm going to ram it in that tyre, and I reckon it might be enough to buy me enough pressure so that I can drive it into the tyre dealer here in Tom Price, get some new rubber put on it. Yeah, so that ain't going up. It's as quick as the air's going into that tyre, it's coming out. I have to cross my fingers for this one. I've got no idea if it's going to work or not. it went in successfully, but we'll know in a few minutes if it actually holds air. Well, it's got to be a world first for anything I've ever seen or heard. I can hear the tyre creeping on the rim, which means it's taking pressure. You can see it there, it's going up. Can't believe it. A bit of rag covered in glue, and no, I won't be leaving it like that. No good. But we'll get it into the tyre joint and let them do their thing. I'm just going to put a couple of new tyres on it for insurance reasons, for our own personal insurance reasons, meaning I don't want to be changing tyres on the side of the road if I can help it. So for the sake of, you know, they might be $300 or $400 each up here, I don't know, but I'm putting them on. It's still leaking, but it's going to buy me half an hour. The tyre shop's 10 minutes from here, and saves me mucking around in this red dirt changing tyres. So we'll be out of here in a few minutes. Well, we found another thing. Bottles of water and stubbies in the fridge of the car don't like four-wheel driving. This is the second bottle I've found like this. And there's two stubbies in the bottom of the fridge that have had the lids have undone from all the rough driving. So there's a fair bit of beer in the bottom of the fridge, but it's just something else for us to clean up. It's part of being on the road. There's always something to do or something to fix. Nothing ever goes smoothly, especially when you're doing a big lap of this beautiful country. But the important thing is to stay safe and just think it all out and get it right. When this goes on YouTube, I just imagine my phone's going to run pretty hot. A few mates down home will get a laugh out of that. Mount Nameless there in the background. There she is. You can see above the SUP board, the communication table right up the top. That's where we were just 20 minutes ago. It's taken its toll on our tyres, that's for sure. Well, I've just made a decision. It's okay to drive into town, but by the time I get there, it'll be dead flat. I don't want to destroy anything if I can help it. So there's a new piece going in, more glue, and hopefully that'll restrict the air even more, and we'll get it in there no sweat. Got to make sure you pinch the end of it so that it all goes in that hole the way it's meant to go in. All right. Yeah. Let's try and get this in all in one piece if we can. Hear the air stopped. All right, we got it in and the air has completely stopped. So if I can get this out without the air, without moving the rag, it's gonna work. Yeah. There it is. We got the second piece in. I could probably put a third piece in, but I don't need to. I'm going to the tyre shop. It has restricted it enough to get us to the tyre shop without like flogging the tyre even more and even damaging the rim, but it's worked. We made it to Tom Price tyre repairs, and we've made it. Look at that. It's dropped a bit of PSI, but there's the job. You know, just goes to show you can fix anything anywhere when you put your mind to it. Because ran out of those proper little straps that actually work properly. Mine's worked, it's got us out of trouble, but I'm just waiting for the mechanic to come out to see if he can actually fix a couple of tyres up for me, so we'll see. Yeah, so they've got a new Mickey Thompson going on it and repairing the other one, so that'll do. That'll get us out of trouble. So while the boys are doing the tyre in there, in that hole there, just give the handbrake a quick adjust up. Beautiful. It is what it is, just got to do it. Wow, we got lucky at that tyre joint. He tried to sell me a new tyre, the Mickey Thompson there, and so they got it on our rim and then yelled out to me, come and have a look at this. So there's you can see that little bubble there, little defect. He goes, I can't sell that tyre to you, but it's on your rim. He goes, if you want it, you can have it, it's yours for free. I said, well, there's me spare, beauty, thank you very much, that was lucky. And one of the tyres, the one that had the rag in it, had a big split in it, so that's why I couldn't stop that air from leaking. And because it was so close to the wall of the tyre that flexes so much, the actual patches they put on the inside, they come off, and then you just got another puncture. So we threw that one, put a second-hand one on it, and fixed the puncher that we put the straps in last week on the side of the train lines coming over from Carafa. But that whole operation, I was going to spend $800 on brand new tyres, put them on the front, and put me front tyres on the back. The whole operation cost us $40. I'm happy with that, as we just tipped about 350 bucks worth of fuel in it, so that helped. Hey, that helped, didn't it, babe?
That helped.
We're back on the road. Money in one hand and out the other. It is what it is.